Hello everyone. So in this video, we are going to discuss about one of the topic from physical science of TS ETCET examination. The topic which we'll be discussing is some natural phenomena. So here, let us first of all see what is the syllabus prescribed by Government of Telangana for this entrance examination for this particular chapter, some natural phenomena. Hey, this is the syllabus prescribed by the government. First topic is regarding how the charges, how we can produce the charges on a body, and what is the test by which we can identify the charge on one particular body. Next, we are going to study regarding measures to be taken during thunder and what is the meaning of lightning conductor. Then finally, we'll study about earthquakes and what are the precautions which we are supposed to take during the earthquakes. So let us start the first topic. So the first topic which we are going to discuss is producing charges on object. Producing charges on an object. So before discussing how we can produce a charge on the object, let us discuss what are the different types of charges. See here, generally, we know that there are two types of charges. What are those two types of charges? One is called as positive charge. Another one is called as negative charge. And if someone is asking you a question, what is the charge of an electron? What is the charge of an electron? Remember this value? Its value is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. There are other things which we are supposed to discuss. Suppose there are two charges. One I am taking positive charge. I am taking one more charge that is also positive. So whenever two positive charges are kept closer to each other, these are nothing but these are like charges. Like charges. So whenever two like charges are kept closer to each other or a certain distance, what will happen? In between them, repulsion takes place. They repel each other. Whereas if I keep one positive charge, if I keep one negative charge, these are two unlike charges. These are the two unlike charges. And in between unlike charges, what will happen? Between unlike charges, some attraction will take place. So these are some basic things which you are supposed to remember before going into this topic. Okay, now let us see how we can produce the charge on a body. Actually, there are three different methods for producing the charge on a body. The first method is called as producing the charge by conduction, charging by conduction. The next method for producing the charges is, second method is called as charging by induction. Charging by induction. And third method is called as charging by friction. Charging by friction. So here we'll start with charging by friction. Third topic will start charging by friction. See here. Suppose, let us consider a glass rod. Suppose there is a rod which is made up of glass. This rod is made up of glass. Initially, this rod is neutral. It does not have it is having equal number of positive and negative charges. That is the reason I'm telling that this rod is neutral rod. And similarly, I have considered one cloth. I have considered a silk cloth. Suppose initially I'm having a silk cloth. This cloth is also neutral. Now what I did, I rubbed these two substances. What I did, I have taken a glass rod. I have rubbed this glass rod with the silk cloth. After rubbing the glass rod with silk cloth, when I have separated these two things, I have observed, or the scientist has observed these things, that the glass rod has gained some positive charge and the silk cloth was gained some negative charges. So actually what has happened, whenever you are rubbing a glass rod with a silk cloth, what has happened is that whatever electrons are there, those electrons are transferred into silk cloth. So remember this, electrons are transferred. Electrons are transferred into the silk cloth. Whenever we are telling that an object is becoming negatively charged and an object is becoming positive charged, what does it mean? Whenever electrons are going out of the object, that object will become positively charged. Whenever an object is receiving, whatever the object is receiving those electrons, that object will become negatively charged. Now this glass rod has gained positive charge and this silk cloth has gained negatively charged, means it consists of excess number of electrons. So why this happened? This actually happened due to the phenomenon of friction. Whenever you are rubbing two substances, what will happen? Transfer of electron will take place. Due to this transfer of electron, one object will get positively charged, another object will get negatively charged. Similarly, if you consider one more example, I will take one more example. Suppose this is first example. I will take one more example. If you consider another rod that is called as ebonite rod. Ebonite rod. What is ebonite rod? It is nothing but it is made up of a mixture of rubber and sulfur. This is generally heated under slight pressure. After heating that rubber and sulfur under slight pressure, we'll be getting a type of rod that is called as ebonite rod. Next, I have considered one more cloth. Initially, both of them were neutral, means it consists of equal number of electrons and equal number of photons. This is neutral, and I have considered one more cloth, and this is fur. I hope everyone know what is fur. F-U-R, fur. What I did next, I have rubbed them. I have rubbed this ebonite rod and fur. So what I have observed is, what scientists have observed is, after rubbing this ebonite rod with fur, this ebonite rod was getting negatively charged, whereas this fur was getting positively charged. So remember this. These are the general things you should remember. Whenever you are rubbing a glass rod with a silk cloth, glass rod will gain positive charge and silk cloth will get negative charge. Why a body is becoming negatively charged? Why a body is becoming positive charge? Because of the transfer of electron. This is an important point. Remember this. Similarly, when you rub an ebonite rod with a fur, what will happen? This ebonite rod will get negatively charged and this fur will become positively charged. So this is the process by which we can charge two substances. So this process is called as charging by friction. Similarly, you might have observed in birthday parties, whenever you are rubbing a balloon, what will happen? All the electrons from, whenever we are rubbing a balloon to a human body, suppose there is a human, what he is doing? He is rubbing, he is taking a balloon and he is rubbing that balloon with his body part, human body. Either we can say he is rubbing it to his dress. So what will happen whenever he is rubbing this balloon to his body? The electron from our body will transfer to this balloon. And whenever you are sticking this balloon to a wall, when you stick this balloon to a wall, what will happen? The balloon will stay at there only up to some time. Why it is staying? Because the electrons will not transfer from this balloon to the wall. After all the electrons are transferred from this balloon to the wall, finally what will happen? This balloon will fall down. So here, how we are giving the charges? Actually, we are transferring the charges. Charges are staying at that particular object. So this type of electricity is called as static electricity. So here the electricity produced is called as static electricity because here the charges are at rest. Now let us move on to the next topic, that is charging by induction. What is the first one? First one is charging by conduction. Sorry, charging by conduction. So let us understand what is this charging by conduction. For this, let us consider a neutral balloon which is hanging from a ceiling. Suppose there is a balloon. This balloon is neutral. What does it neutral here represents? It consists of equal number of electrons and protons. So I am writing this one as neutral. Next, what I did to this neutral balloon, I have taken a rod which is having negatively charged and I have touched that rod to this balloon. This rod is having negative charges. Whenever I am touching this rod to the balloon, what will happen? The electron from this rod will transfer to balloon. Finally, when I am removing this rod, what will happen? This balloon will get all the negative charges. This balloon will become negatively charged body. So in conduction, what will happen? We will touch the two objects such that transfer of charges or transfer of electron will take place. So this is the method of charging by conduction. And next method we are having charging by induction. Here, charging by induction. In this, here we have seen that in charging by conduction, two bodies are in contact with each other. Whereas in case of charging by induction, the two bodies will not be contact with each other. I will show it with an example. Suppose there is a neutral body. Let us consider a conductor which is neutral. Neutral means what? It consists of equal number of positive charges and equal number of negative charges. And I have kept this neutral body on an insulating stand. So this is an insulating stand such that these charges can't transfer to the ground surface. Now what I did, I have brought a negatively charged body close to this surface or close to this particular object. Now due to the phenomena of induction, what will happen? Whenever I am bringing this negatively charged body, I am not touching, I am just bringing the negatively charged body closer to this object. What will happen? Due to the phenomena of induction, here at this end, positive charges will be induced because this is negative charge, negatively charged body. We know that negative charge and positive charges attract each other. And what will happen to negative charges? They will move away from that particular object. So here what has happened? Here, due to this negatively charged body, positive charges are induced in this object. Next. Now suppose in this body, I only want positively charged. I don't require this negative charges. So what I will be doing? I will be connecting a wire to this conductor. Suppose this body, we are supposed to keep this body here only. If I remove that object, again, all the charges will mix each other and the body will become neutral. So suppose I want to make this body completely positively charged. So what I will be doing, I will be connecting a wire and making it and connecting that wire to the earth. This is nothing but this is called as earthing of the wire. So whenever I'm connecting this wire to the earth, what will happen? All the negative charges will flow to the earth. Finally, I will be able to get only a body which consists of positive charges. If I remove this body away, so I will be getting a body which consists only of positive charges. So here, by the process of induction, whenever I am bringing negative rod, all the positive rods will accumulate at one place and negative charges will move away from this rod. So this is the method of charging by induction. So these are the things which we are supposed to study in induction. Now let us move on to the next topic. And remember, in the examination, he will be asking what is the test for determining whether a body is positively charged or negatively charged. Remember, most important point, and they may ask this question. Repulsion is the sure test for determining whether a body is positively charged or negatively charged. Remember this point. Repulsion is the sure test for checking a substance is charged or not. In order to check whether a substance is charged or not, what is the shear test? Remember, repulsion is the shear test for checking whether a substance is charged or not. Now let us move on to the next topic. So what is our next topic? Measures to be taken during thunder. So first of all, let us understand how this thunder occur, how this lightning occur. After that, we'll study what are the measures we should take while thunder. See here. The topic which we are going to discuss now is lightning. How this lightning actually occurs. We know that whenever clouds are colliding with, suppose there is a cloud, whenever clouds are colliding with each other, what will happen? Whenever they are colliding, the charges transfer will take place. Suppose there is one cloud which has collided with another cloud. Due to that, what happened? This cloud has gained excess of charges. Suppose all the positive charges are this particular place of the cloud and all the negative charges are accumulated, something like this. Now, whenever the cloud is colliding with other cloud, what will happen? Transfer of electron will take place. As the transfer of electron will take place, this cloud will get a huge amount of negative charges. Now, this is our Earth surface. This is our Earth surface. Now we know that our air is a poor conductor of charges. It does not allow the electric charges to flow easily. Now, but due to this excess of the electrons, what these charges try to do? These charges try to escape the surface of the cloud. So, whenever this phenomena is taking place, whenever the charges are becoming excess, what will happen? All the charges will travel to the ground in a form of lightning and thunder. Actually, what will happen is here, as the cloud has gained negatively charged, we know that our Earth is a huge reservoir of charges. Here we are getting negative charge, means here at the Earth, what will happen? Positive charges will be accumulated. Now we know that positive charges and negative charges will attract each other. And I already said that electrons will transfer from one body to another body. And all the electrons will escape this cloud in the form of lightning, and it will reach the surface of the Earth. In this manner, a lightning takes place. So this is the phenomena, how the lightning is taking place. And this phenomena is actually occurring due to a process. That process is called as electric discharge. Electric discharge. This phenomena is nothing but this is a discharge of charges. That is the reason it is called as electric discharge. So what are the safe places where we can stay during lightning? Always, whenever lightning takes place, you should stay inside the house, or buildings of low height. Buildings of low height. Next, what is the next safe place during thunderstorm or lightning? Inside a bus or car. We can stay inside a bus or car, and the condition is that the doors and windows should be closed. Doors and windows should be closed. And similarly, we can also write the safe place, third safe place, taking the shelter under not tall trees, but shorter trees. Shorter trees. We should take the shelter under shorter trees. These are the few things, safe places during thunderstorm or during lightning. Safe places during lightning. Now, what are the unsafe places which we should not, which we should avoid during thunderstorm? Not a safe place. Not a safe place. What are not a safe place? First point. Open place. We should not stand in open places while thunderstorm. Next is standing under trolley. We should not stand under tall trees. Why we should not stand under tall trees? Because lightning always try to find a path through which it can travel to the earth very easily. So whenever it is finding a tall tree, it will direct hit the tall tree and it will easily pass to the earth. Next, what can be the next place? Standing near electric and telephone poles. Standing near electric poles. This should also be avoided. Next, while thunderstorm or lightning, we should avoid speaking on telephones, speaking on landline telephones. So these are few places which we should avoid. We can write n number of places such that, but as of now, let us discuss only few things. Next thing we are going to discuss is lightning conductor. Lightning conductor. What is this lightning conductor? Lightning conductor क्या है? See here, you might have seen in olden days, wherever there was a house, at the end of the house, they used to attach a big metallic rod here. And that metallic rod used to pass to the ground surface. So why they used to attach this metallic rod to the house is because whenever some lightning takes place, instead of that lightning falling on the house, what will happen? I said that lightning will fall on the tall substances. So this lightning will directly fall on this metallic substance. We know that metallic substance is a good conductor. It will allow easily the electric charges to pass. So this electric charges through this metallic conductor will pass to the ground surface without any damage to this house. So these lightning conductors are generally made up of metals. Remember, this is nothing but this is something regarding lightning conductor. So why we use this lightning conductor means in order to protect the houses, in order to protect the churches, in order to protect the buildings from this thunderstorm or lightning. So the last topic which we are going to discuss in this chapter is earthquakes. Earthquakes. So let us discuss how this earthquakes takes place. What is the phenomena for this earthquake too? So what is earthquake? Earthquake is nothing but it is a sudden shaking or trembling of earth. What is earthquake? It is nothing but it is sudden shaking or trembling of earth for a short duration of time. For a short duration of time. Why this earthquake takes place? Actually, this earthquake takes place due to disturbance produced in Earth's crust. Earth's crust. We know that our Earth will be having different layers. What are the different layers? So let me draw this. This is the first layer. First layer is called as what? It is inner layer. This will be middle layer. This will be outer layer. And finally, we'll be having what? Earth's crust. Now let us see, suppose there is a surface. This is the surface of the earth. Let us consider this one to the surface of the earth. Now, the place at which the earthquake occurs. Suppose this is the surface of the earth and this is some inner surface. Now the earthquake is occurring at this one particular point. This point is called as hypocenter. Hypocenter. So what is hypocenter? Hypocenter is nothing but it is a location where the earthquake starts. What is hypocenter? Hypocenter is a location where the earthquake starts. Suppose this earthquake has started at this particular point. So after starting of earthquake, what will happen, madam? Some part of the land will slip. Suppose the land has slipped from this particular point to this region. So this plane is called as fault plane. What is the meaning of fault plane? The surface where they slip. So whenever the surface is due to this hypocenter, here the earthquake is developing. Due to this developing of earthquake, what will happen? The two surface planes slip, and the plane where the slipping takes place, that point is called as fault plane. So remember these 2 points. Next, we are going to discuss about an instrument which we will be using for detection of earthquake. So we know that there is an instrument called as seismograph. Seismograph. What is seismograph? It is an instrument used for measuring earthquake measuring the magnitude of earthquake. Measuring the magnitude of earthquake. So seismograph is an instrument which is used for measuring the magnitude of earthquake. See here, generally the magnitude of earthquake is measured in a special scale. That's name of that scale is Richter scale. Richter scale. So this Richter scale will consist of 10 points, which starts from 0 to 10. And if the intensity, this Richter scale is used to measure what? It is used to measure intensity of the earthquake. Intensity of the earthquake. In order to measure the intensity of the earthquake, we'll be using a special scale that is called as Richter scale. If the intensity is greater than 7, if the intensity of earthquake is greater than 7, then it will create a lot of destruction. It will create a lot of destruction. We might have seen in the news that there is some earthquake of 5.4 magnitude. There is some earthquake of 4 magnitude. We will not be seeing a lot of destruction. But whenever the magnitude of the earthquake is greater than 7, then the amount of destruction due to this earthquake will be very large. So on Richter scale, this is an important point. On Richter scale, an increase of 2 in magnitude on Richter scale, an increase of 2 in magnitude. What does it represent? It means 1,000 times more destructive energy. More destructive energy. So even if there is a 2 increase in the magnitude of the Richter scale, intensity of this earthquake, what will happen? The destruction will be 1,000 times more than the initial destruction. So there are some places. There is a map that is called as seismic map. Seismic hazard map. And our Telangana, and in Telangana, Hyderabad lies in second zone. Remember this one. In this seismic hazard map, in our Telangana state, this Hyderabad lies in second zone. So now let us discuss what are the protections we can take during the earthquake. Protection against, there are a lot of protection. I'm writing few things here. Earthquake. Let us see what is the first thing. So in order to get protected from the earthquake, buildings should be designed in such a manner that they can withstand the earthquake. Next protection, what we can take. People should be careful. Where they hang wall clocks. See, all these points I have taken from the prescribed material, that is nothing but our school books. So all these points may be asked in the questions as a bits. So please try to remember this. Photo frames, water heater, etc. Third point, I can say that cupboards and shelves should be fixed to the walls. Cupboards and shelves should be fixed to the walls. The walls. And suppose during the earthquake, you are somewhere outside. Whenever you are outside the home, you should find a clear spot away from buildings, trees, and overhead power lines. Overhead power lines. So these are few protections which you can take against the earthquake. There are a lot of other protections also. So this is the end of this particular chapter. Now let us discuss few multiple choice questions from this chapter. So let us see few MCQs from this chapter for this particular chapter. When a glass rod is rubbed with a piece of silk cloth, which of the following option is right? Rod and cloth acquire positive charge. Rod becomes positively charged while cloth have negative charge. And what is the third option? Rod and cloth both acquire negative charge. And what is the fourth option? Rod becomes negatively charged and cloth becomes positively charged. I said that whenever you are rubbing a glass rod with a silk cloth, what will happen? Glass rod will get positively charged, whereas silk cloth will get negatively charged. So here the correct option is option B. Next one, which of the following is the surest test of charge on the body? I have already said repulsion is the shear test for determining the charge on a body. What is the next question? The magnitude of destructive earthquake on Richter scale is greater than. See, I said that whenever the magnitude intensity of earthquake is greater than 7, what will happen? More amount of destruction will take place. So next question, the instrument used to estimate the intensity of earthquake. Though we know that these are the four options given: seismograph, speedometer, gold leaf electroscope, lightning conductor. I said that seismograph is an instrument which is used for estimating the intensity of earthquake. So let us see next question. Which of the following can protect the building from effect of lightning? Seismograph? No, seismograph is an instrument. Seismoscope is also an instrument. Gold leaf electroscope is an instrument for determining the charges on the body, whether it is positive or negative charge. Seismograph is an instrument which is used for determining the intensity of earthquake, whereas lightning conductor is the right answer, because by connecting a lightning conductor near to our house, which should be in greater height when compared to our buildings or house. So by that we can protect our buildings or house. So let us see next question. Which of the following allows the transfer of electric charge from one object to another object? Here vacuum, in vacuum charges can't flow. Air is a poor conductor. Insulator is also a poor conductor. So conductor is a substance which allows the transfer of charges. So which one is the right answer? D option is the right answer. Electricity produced due to rubbing is current electricity, static electricity, both and none. I said that whenever you are rubbing, what will happen, madam? Due to friction, charges will be accumulating on the substance, and that type of electricity is called as static electricity. Next, ninth question is like charges. We know that like charges will repel each other. Which of the following is not a natural phenomena? Cyclone is a natural phenomena. Earthquake is a natural phenomena. Lightning is also a natural phenomena, but cooking is not a natural phenomena. So he is asking which of the following is not a natural phenomenon. Next, the power of earthquake is expressed on a scale called as Richter scale. Just now we have discussed. The outermost layer of the earth is known as what? The outermost layer of the earth is called as crust. The process of transferring a charge from a charged body to earth, that process is called as what? What is the process for transferring a charged body to the earth? That is nothing but that phenomena is called as earthing. I said that whenever there is a charged body, by connecting a wire to the earth surface, all the charges will transfer to the earth. This phenomena is called as earthing. Next, which of the following state is not likely affected to the earthquakes? So here Jammu Kashmir is affected with earthquakes. Gujarat will also affect with earthquake. Rajasthan, we have seen earthquakes at the Rajasthan site also. So which one is the right answer? Uttar Pradesh is a state which is not likely affected by the earthquakes. Earthquakes are caused by movement of earth plate, tilting of earth axis, high pollution level, movement of water inside. See here, tilting of earth axis is due to this tilting of earth axis, we will be getting different seasons. High pollution can't be the answer. Movement of water is also not an answer. Why the earthquake will take place? Due to movement of earth plates. Next, lightning conductor is made up of cotton, non-metal, metal, and wood. I said that lightning conductor is made up of metal. Next, electroscope is a device used to detect and test small charge electric charges to calculate the amount of electric charge flowing through a conductor, to find out the presence of antimatter, to test the presence of magnetic field. No, electroscope is not used for magnetic field. Next, it is neither used for finding the antimatter. Electroscope to calculate amount of electric charge flowing through a conductor. No, but it is a device which is used for detecting the charges. So which one is the right answer? Option A is the right answer. Similarly, next question we are having, the Earth's plate responsible for causing the earthquake is. I said that earthquakes takes place where? Earthquake will take place at the crust of the earth. Lightning always follow thunder, straight line, rain, none of the above. Lightning always follow a thunder. Whenever thunder takes place, we say that lightning occurs. The waves produced on the Earth's surface is called as seismic waves, longitudinal waves, microwaves, and radius waves. What is the answer? The waves which are produced on the Earth's surface are called as seismic waves, and the instrument which is used for detecting the seismic waves are called as seismograph. Next, during thunderstorm, is it safer to carry an umbrella, take shelter under short trees, take shelter under tall trees, stand in an open field? During thunderstorm, always you should take shelter under some small. You should always take shelter under short trees. So similarly, here we are having different other questions. The major earthquake occurred on 26 January 2001 in which part of the India? So I hope everyone know this. In Bhuj, Gujarat, a major earthquake has taken place on 26 January 2001. Which of the following occurs due to lightning? Acid rain, nitrogen fixation, greenhouse effect, and earthing. What can be the answer? Nitrogen fixation takes place during lightning. Remember this point. Next, which of the following can be charged by rubbing? So we can charge ebonite. Just now we have discussed whenever ebonite is rubbed with fur, what will happen? The ebonite will get some charge and the fur will get another charge. Plastic can also be charged by rubbing. Amber is a substance which can also be rubbed by charged by rubbing. So which one can be the right answer? So 24th D option, all of the above can be the right answer. Finally, we are having during lightning actually dash takes place. I said that during lightning what will happen? Electric discharge will take place. So I hope you understood this chapter. This is the end for this particular chapter of our TS EdSet syllabus 2021, that is some natural phenomena. Thank you.